Welcome to BB World 20. I'm Emily Crespin, Blackboard Senior Vice President of Operational Excellence. I'll be your guide over the next 2 days. Our theme this year is the galaxy of learning. And when we made the decision to make BB World virtual, freed for just a little while of today's earthly realities, we thought, what a better place to hold it than at the center of the learning galaxy. I'm here to make sure you have an excellent experience, regardless of from where in the galaxy you are joining us. Let me run you through what to expect over the next 2 days. First, in just a few minutes, Bill Ballhaus, our CEO, will kick off our day one general session. Actually, Bill, where are you? Are you running late?
Don't wait for me. I'll be there.
Okay, I sure hope he makes it on time. After Bill and a short entertainment break, Brent, Mundy, and Chris Fleming will join us to talk about the challenges and potential solutions we see in education as we enter the next phase in response to the global pandemic. Brent and Chris, are you ready?
Yes, ready to go.
Yes, good here.
I'll be talking about the dramatic shifts happening in education today and what that means for our client partners as they look out into the future.
And I'm excited for some of our clients to share some of their stories as well.
Sounds terrific. Now, let's take a look at how many people have entered the main keynote area so far.
Wow, it really looks like a lot.
That is fantastic. It is so exciting to see so many educators join together today. Bill, are you still on track?
I'm almost there. Don't worry.
So, throughout today and tomorrow, participants can attend several sessions of their choice. You can join conversations with the galaxy of educators on best practices and recent lessons learned in online education, and also interact with the Blackboard team on our product roadmaps. And we have lots of fun planned over the next 2 days. Make sure to visit the Partner Universe to network with our exhibitors. Head over to Discovery Hall to hear the latest and greatest in Blackboard product news, and meet with fellow attendees in one of the networking lounges. And of course, it's not BB World without a little fun. Check out the Lunar Lounge for games, wellness, music, and yes, we brought them back, the puppy cams. Tomorrow, Dr. Michael Moore, head of the University of Arkansas's eVersity and Chief Academic and Operating Officer, will kick us off as we focus on driving student success. He'll lead a discussion with a panel of students on the challenges they are facing during these unprecedented times. Dr. Moore, we're looking forward to having you with us tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to joining you. And I just checked in with our students and they're excited for the conversation and they're ready to go.
Great. And tomorrow we'll also hear the inspiring story of our special keynote speaker, Manny Scott. That's just a quick summary of what to expect over the next 2 days. So we're coming up on the scheduled time to officially kick off BB World. So without further delay, please welcome Blackboard CEO, Bill Ballhaus.
Welcome to BB World 20. I am so excited to be here for our first fully virtual BB World. I'm also pleased to be joined by a global audience representing schools, institutions, and governments in dozens of countries from every corner of the world. And while we can't be physically together today, we know it's more important than ever for us to be connected as a community, to share, to learn, and to inspire one another. And the silver lining of our virtual format, for the first time, we're able to schedule sessions to meet the needs of participants from different time zones around the globe. As we begin, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the amazing work that you, the global education community, have done over the past few months to ensure that learners around the world continue to have access to a quality education during incredibly challenging times. I don't need to tell you that the past few months have been difficult. The global COVID-19 pandemic has affected all of us in so many ways. we've also seen a massive global movement in support of police reform and racial equality from cities throughout the United States to London to Pretoria to Sydney. It's been hard for so many of us personally, and it's been hard on our community professionally as we have worked to ensure continuity of education. Although it was necessary to physically close doors, you found ways to open minds to new and better ways of progressing. We know the power of education in its ability to transform societies. Today, more than ever, we have a collective mission that is central to improving societies around the globe. At Blackboard, we are proud to be working side by side with you and pledge we will be with you every step of the way. And that's why we're focused on enabling and facilitating sharing across our global community. It's important to be sharing best practices, sharing knowledge and experiences, and sharing innovative and creative ways to help our learners succeed. Speaking of sharing, I'm delighted to share with you some inspiring stories from a few of your peers and colleagues from around the world.
Hi, Bill.
Hi, Ruth. Thanks so much for joining us, and thank you for sharing your story.
Yes, I would love to tell you about our experience at SHSU. Our starting point was that we knew that whatever continuity plan we designed or implemented needed to include access to scalable and reliable technology. Therefore, when we designed the academic continuity plan, it was predicated on the use of Blackboard. We created a crosswalk for instructors that can help them quickly identify a Blackboard tool in order to supplement their most fundamental and go-to classroom activities. We then bolster that crosswalk by providing training, particularly for instructors who had never taught online before or who hadn't received training. We hosted training webinars, hundreds of them in fact, since we made this transition. We also provided round-the-clock support, one-on-one support, calling all hands on deck, from instructional designers and managers to tech analysts. And in all, Blackboard proved to be the backbone of academic continuity at SHSU. And I think some of the usage statistics show us just how mission critical it was. For example, within the first 7 days of emergency remote, we had over 3,100 Collaborate Ultra sessions, over 12,000 hours of videos that were viewed. We had 12,500 students posting to discussion forums, 16,000 assignments that were completed, and almost 15,000 Blackboard tests that were submitted within those first 7 days of emergency remote. In fact, when we look back on login traffic, we had over 650,000 logins. So Blackboard really upheld our instructional continuity, and it reminded me of something that you mentioned a few weeks ago at the Blackboard Executive Leadership Summit. You said that many of us have found opportunities in crisis, and we sure have. In fact, with Blackboard and with a dedicated staff, we were able to transition 3,000 face-to-face courses to emergency remote in 5 days. Thank you.
Hi, Bill.
Thanks so much for joining us.
It's Alice Leroy here. I'm Head of Digital Education at Brunel University, London. I just wanted to give you an update on what it's like over in the UK at the moment. As you can imagine, my team's been really busy helping to support academics to move their teaching and their assessments online. But we've also been working on a project with some of our academics who've been setting up an online course to support healthcare professionals, doctors, nurses, and physiotherapists to learn about some of the aspects of treating COVID-19 patients in ICU units and assisting in their recovery. And I'd like to say a big thanks to Ben and Richard over here in the UK, as well as their US colleagues, who made a Blackboard SaaS platform available for us, along with TDM registration, which really helped out in this process of putting this course online. They've taught alongside other healthcare professionals, our Brunel academics and their colleagues from 33N and CLEAR have taught well over 1,000 healthcare professionals these techniques that were needed for supporting the patients in ICU. I thought you'd like to hear about that, and hope the conference has gone really well. Bye.
That's inspiration in action. The agility of these leaders and these teams is so impressive to me. But there's more to this story. We know that each of you adjusted quickly to meet the needs of your students and learners. And your individual stories add up. I want to share with you some numbers that represent the power and impact of your actions. Your work has been quite literally record-setting. Your individual efforts have accumulated a wealth of impact across the global education community. You invested your time and energy to better serve your students, and we salute you for putting in the extra hours to make the experience even better. You demonstrated you care when you enabled tens of thousands of students to learn in ways that work best for them. And collectively, you set records, literal records, for the number of students who were able to continue learning. They were physically distanced, yet still educationally connected thanks to you. I am blown away by these numbers, by the power of your individual efforts to make sure students around the world did not have to give up on their education or themselves. Although we never expected to face a global pandemic, together we were able to successfully respond because of the innovation we've deployed over the past few years. While there were certainly bumps in the road and room for improvement, we are taking note of those lessons learned. Looking to the future, we are focused on continuing to serve you through new innovations across our EdTech platform. We love our technology and the innovative culture that we're nurturing at Blackboard. And what I love most about what we do is gathering insights from our partnership with you. It's the best practices that we surface through our work together. It's the outcomes we achieve as a team. I saw this come to life as institutions and districts around the globe shifted to remote instruction. I heard story after story of Blackboard employees working with you through brand new challenges. Take a look at this.
Hello, I'm Paul Shimaru, Mass Notification Director at the Los Angeles Unified School District. The pandemic has brought vast challenges as well as opportunities for our school district, and I'm excited to share one success story over the past few months. With over 500,000 students spread across 710 square miles, transitioning to a virtual learning environment was a formidable task. With over 20% of students without devices or internet connectivity, these students were unable to connect with their teachers and peers. The district had multiple ways to communicate, but almost all required having some type of device or internet service to receive the messages, and none would ensure that we were reaching the target families. Our solution? Deploy a phone and text-based communication approach leveraging polling and survey questions through Blackboard Connect. This allowed us to confirm which students needed devices and internet services, provide instructions for pickup, and rapidly eliminate the existing digital divide. Blackboard Connect not only contributed to our success at providing over 100,000 devices, but has also allowed us to send over 38,000 messages to our virtual students, teachers, and parents since the pandemic began.
I love it. That's when we are collectively at our best. Going forward, we're committed to leading the next wave of EdTech innovation and delivering a dynamic, personalized user experience fueled by data to advance learning. Helping learners is our passion. It's in our DNA. We've been leaders in EdTech for more than 2 decades, and hundreds of our team members come from education. We believe we can do more together, and with you, we want to advance learning, even further. As we've been on this journey with you, we've been listening. We've been challenging ourselves and then listening some more. We've been observing your practices, watching your needs evolve, and listening some more. Today, we're unveiling an updated mission statement that reflects our passion and commitment to students, educators, and institutional success. It's a culmination of our reflections on who we are, the journey we've been on, and our focus going forward. What do we mean when we talk about advancing learning? We mean that we are focused as a company on connecting our deep understanding of education with the power of technology to continuously push the boundaries of how learning can be achieved and toward better learning outcomes. We're creating a smarter learning environment fueled by data insights that will help you make sense of your changing world and deliver a personalized user experience. Together with you, we will advance learning. To advance learning, we have our sights set on the future. Today, more than ever, this is critical. As we experience a new normal, we see a need for all of us to think about capabilities in a very different way. We see 4 major areas of interconnected capabilities that are essential for institutions: a strong student and community engagement strategy, an effective teaching and learning approach that leverages blended learning models, a strong focus on results measurement and analytics to support real-time decision-making and improvement, and finally, a set of integrated technologies based in the cloud to provide flexibility and adaptivity for the new normal. As I said earlier, we've been on a multi-year journey as a company. We've been focused on putting in place the right ingredients to deliver a user experience that is increasingly personalized and dynamic and is fueled by data. This combination will advance learning and drive student success, academic effectiveness, and institutional performance. I'm so proud of the significant progress we've made in laying the right foundation. We've moved our products and are helping our clients move to the cloud. We've developed a software platform architecture to enable a seamless user experience across our portfolio. We've developed a data platform to aggregate and secure data from across your ecosystem, which will give you the insights you need and deserve. And we've established a mobile presence to meet users where they are, which our data shows is especially important in the new normal. Today, in partnership with you, we're working to understand the next wave of use cases that can most benefit from insights and personalization. I can't wait for you to join the sessions led by Brent Mundy and Christina Fleming to learn more about how we're thinking about advancing learning into the future. We're innovating for tomorrow in ways that will bring us together as one and unite us. Together, we have the opportunity to drive transformational change in individuals' lives, and with that, positively impact societies around the world. Today, more than ever, we must reflect on how we can collectively do better. We are in the midst of a very challenging time that will certainly be marked in history. We are in this together and here to support you in advancing learning into the future. No matter what your challenges are today and tomorrow, how big or small your institution, or where you are in your journey, we are committed to your success and your learners' success. Together, we will continuously push boundaries to advance learning, bringing opportunities to learners around the globe. Thank you for joining us today. Enjoy our special journey in this virtual BB world. Be safe, stay well.
Now, I'd like to introduce Chris Fleming and Brent Mundy, who are going to reflect on all that we're facing together with you during these challenging times and how Blackboard is here to help.
Thank you, Emily. Hello, everyone. Hello, Brent.
My name is Christina Fleming, and I head up our K-12 organization at Blackboard, and I am so excited to be here with all of you today. Welcome to BB World 20.
Thanks, Chris, and hello, everybody. My name is Brent Mundy, and at Blackboard, I'm responsible for our Learn and Collaborate products. And I'm excited to share some of the great details about the updates that we've been making, but I'm more excited about some of the important updates that all of you have been making as well.
Well, Brent, I don't know about you, but I feel like 2020 must be like time travel. So much has happened. And we're only in July. It's only been 7 months so far this year, and there's been so much change. No one could have predicted the events of this year so far. And as we've gone through these events and through the year, we've watched our partners in education respond to a seismic shift and really have to transform and pivot overnight to a completely different model that's based in digital and hybrid learning.
Yeah, it really has been a dramatic few months, and we should take a moment to applaud the education community for all that it's done. And to make such a significant pivot in only a few short weeks to really keep students on their learning path. And while we often hear people talk about something called a new normal, I think we can all agree that there's nothing normal about this time. Everything is continually adjusting to a constantly changing set of conditions around the world. Despite this, one thing that we see consistently from the education community is a dedication to digital transformation and a conviction that learning is for everyone.
Exactly. And we are so proud to be working side by side with all of you, from K-12 districts to higher ed institutions, government, businesses, military, associations around the world. And learning happens everywhere, at all ages. And it is our honor to support all of you every day.
Yeah, exactly. And now educators are looking out into the future and they're asking questions like, what can we expect? How should we prepare? And to answer those questions, come with us on a galactic journey through time, starting only a few months back here in 2020. Education will forever be time-stamped with the year 2020. Learners for a full generation will reflect on this year as a dip, a gap, or possibly a delay. Let's listen to a few students reflect on the changes that occurred this year and what this means for their future.
I just finished my last year of elementary school, and going completely virtual was a really big change. One of the big changes was being a self-directed and more independent learner.
Online learning is hard because it's hard to interact with your teachers.
The second half of my spring semester felt really chaotic and up in the air, and like we were all just trying to get by, to get through it.
We had to switch to an online learning environment when the pandemic began, and it took a couple weeks for both teachers and students to adjust to this. We had no previous experience in an online learning environment, but after a couple weeks, both teachers and students got the hang of it, and it became a very efficient way of learning.
COVID-19 has shaped how I view the future of education, with institutions increasing their online capabilities and students and professors realizing the untapped potential of technology, whether it's taking online classes from home or creating more innovative courses. I wonder if we'll ever go back to how things used to be.
So I'm very interested to see how schools are going to evolve now that everything is going to be virtual for the foreseeable future, and no one knows what the future of higher education is going to look like.
As the world is forced into online learning, we are presented with a unique opportunity. We get to reform and reshape our education system into a modern and adaptable system.
Well, Brent, as a parent of 2 teenagers, and I know you have 2 at home as well, I can relate to those comments. That was really impressive. It's always amazing to hear these students share their views and talk about the future, particularly when it comes to education. And as we reach the future on our journey in our time machine, based on the comments from those students and based on the gap that you mentioned, we might see that because of that gap, this could be the year that education and learning fell behind. Or perhaps we see something completely different. Maybe 2020 becomes the year that we came together like never before, the year we leaped ahead, the year we found new ways to transform education forever to advance learning. Now that's something to look forward to.
Definitely. And we believe in this community and your ability to see what's needed, to deliver environments that meet your students where they are, to structure your classrooms for today and for the future. You are the future makers.
Exactly. This BB World audience knows. You know what it will take because you've already been doing it. And you were in motion far before 2020. You're agile in your approach, you communicate across your teams, and you bring unparalleled knowledge about digital learning. Let's hear from one of our K-12 clients about how they were able to react and respond quickly in 2020. This is Kim Leblanc, Chief Technology Officer at Calcasieu Parish in Louisiana, and she's going to share a little bit about their experience in shifting to the virtual classroom learning experience this past spring.
We are the 5th largest school district in Louisiana. We have been a Blackboard customer for over 20 years, and Blackboard has served as the main communication hub for our district. The biggest challenge we had once we were shut down was how to shift teachers from a face-to-face or blended environment to a totally virtual environment in just a short period of time. With a small staff of 7 supporting 2,600 plus teachers, we had a lot of work to do. We spent long hours over the first weekend of shutdown checking Blackboard courses. Next, we identified the essential skills and tools needed by our teachers to shift to the virtual classroom setting. Professional development has always been the key to our district's success. We offered numerous webinars through Blackboard Collaborate. We did a Digging Deeper series. We did best practices online. We taught digital citizenship and lots of other sessions. Our most popular session was holding virtual meetings in Blackboard Collaborate. Every course we offered filled up within a day. We are very excited that our teachers are committed to professional development while at home. From March 13th to May 22nd, which would have been the end of our school year, we offered 104 courses with 6,000 plus teachers participating. We have continued our journey this summer working closely with our curriculum department in preparation for next school year. As a district, we have hurdles to cross, but we know our educational landscape is forever changed. There's no turning back. Who knows, a hurricane could be coming our way soon, but we are ready with Blackboard.
That's a really fantastic story. And you know they're thinking of everything when they're planning for both pandemics and hurricanes in their planning. I'm sure many of our K-12 clients can relate to this transition made by Calcasieu Parish. And as a parent of 2 teenagers myself, I know we lived this transition at home in our own school district and as they made the shift to remote instruction. Let's hear another client story, and this time from a higher ed institution that rapidly transitioned to using Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. They scaled to serving over 80,000 students and instructors in our Collaborate virtual classroom as part of their move to online instruction. Let's hear more from Dr. Bardesi from King Abdullah Aziz University.
At King Abdullah Aziz University in Saudi Arabia, we had to quickly transition to a fully distance education last March due to COVID-19 pandemic. We switched to Collaborate Ultra for its ability to scale to meet the need of our 75,000 students and more than 5,000 faculties. KU's leadership commitment to support distance education and the effective collaboration with the Blackboard as a leading company in its field led to a successful implementation of distance education for the benefit of our students.
Brent, it is wonderful to hear these educators speaking about how they met so many challenges, all on behalf of students and in all parts of the world.
Yeah, and what strikes me, Chris, is that when we look at our most successful clients, there are some common themes. And you mentioned some of these earlier, being agile, collaborative, and I think tenacious with embracing change. We have witnessed a willingness to try new things and to push boundaries. And it's our job to bring the best technology able to make these advancements possible inside of learning. And resilience like this is built by connecting with others and being part of a network that allows you to do more than what you could have done alone.
Well, we have certainly seen those qualities in K-12. In the past several months, districts all over the nation have turned to Blackboard to deliver school-to-home communications and ramp up remote learning. Earlier, we just heard the story from LA Unified School District. LA Unified is the nation's second largest K-12 district, and they have over 550,000 students under their care. LAUSD relies on Blackboard technology to communicate with thousands of families, which is so critical in this time. Now let's take a look at another example from East Harlem Scholars Academy in New York. They are using Learn Ultra to transform to a remote learning environment right now and getting ready for fall.
Hi, my name is Dr. Robert S. Harvey, Superintendent of the East Harlem Scholars Academies in New York City. And like many others, we are in the process of thinking through what it looks like for us to begin instruction this fall. And we've made a conscious decision that for the first month of instruction, we're going to be in a fully virtual world because we believe in responding to the needs of our students, families, and our educators, that being fully virtual allows us and positions us an opportunity to test out a hybrid learning platform where we're able to fully engage our scholars in the needs of teaching, learning, and care. We know that there are limitations to what it means to do care and to do social emotional development in a virtual world. And yet we believe with the right support of our educators, with the right framework for instruction, and with using the innovative platforms we have access to, we can position ourselves to hold and care for our scholars with fidelity, with excellence, and with equity in this virtual world. We know that the tech gap is real in our world, and the tech gap is real in our community. And so we're excited to begin to answer the needs of our families and our students and even some of our staff by closing that tech gap as we walk toward a hybrid learning model in preparation to respond to the needs of this post-COVID world.
I am so impressed with how the East Harlem team is preparing for the fall, and that combination approach of using both empathy and technology is really admirable. And we've always known that Learn Ultra and SAS give clients the fundamental tools to advance learning in the exact ways that match their vision. And East Harlem just demonstrated how powerful that can be in closing that tech gap. Now, I've got one for you, Chris. This time, Wayland Baptist University, located in Plainview, Texas. They accelerated their digital transformation with a focus on student and faculty enablement, universal design, and student engagement. Let's hear more about the details of this transformation directly from Dr. Rachel Trifolo.
Well, I think like any university, Wayland Baptist University was overwhelmed for the immediate action. We had many face-to-face instructors who were not technologically savvy. They didn't even have a lot of computer equipment or cameras. We had students who took face-to-face classes that really didn't want to be online and didn't have the skills to be online. So immediately we set up a faculty short self-paced training course that involved all the different Blackboard tools and how the courses were arranged. We talked a little bit about that universal design and the need for engagement and how did they find the best way to engage with their students, what would they be comfortable with. And we talked about Blackboard Collaborate and videos and different things like that. We also had a very specific student training course that we put out, and every student was enrolled in it, and it looked at every tool, every common action in Blackboard that students normally take.
Well, Brent, the team at Wayland Baptist is on top of so many critical components right now. We heard about faculty training, empowering students, and using predictive data to retain students in this time. That was really impressive. At Blackboard, we're ready to help you connect students, parents, faculty, and staff. And we're ready to support your goals and objectives, both in and outside of the classroom. Today, we're so excited to highlight some of our newest groundbreaking solutions. And let's start with the most comprehensive tools and services yet. Brent, tell us a little bit more.
Well, I'll start by sharing how these new approaches came about. And as we work with clients around the globe, especially back in March when everything really shifted, we saw that institutions that took a holistic approach to going fully online were more successful overall. So what's actually needed to be successful? You might be thinking that Blackboard is an LMS company. How could you help? We're actually a lot more than that. You may be familiar with Blackboard Collaborate, our virtual classroom, or our analytics tools like Blackboard Data for measuring progress, but you may not know that we provide even more than this. We also help institutions with marketing enrollment of new programs and ensuring the retention of students through their academic journey through virtualized student support. We also provide LMS and IT help desk solutions that make sure your faculty and students get the high quality support that they deserve. This combination of technology and services together form Blackboard One for higher ed institutions. Blackboard One uniquely brings together our teaching and learning technology and our student success solutions to support the full student lifecycle, driving student, institutional, and academic success. While each of these individual components can be brought together from multiple sources, having a single strategic partner provides many benefits. Instead of needing to curate, integrate, and support all of these different tools and services required for successful online learning, you could look to your partnership in Blackboard to put all of these elements together to grow enrollments for more competitive and successful programs. Chris, how are you thinking about this for K-12?
Well, in K-12, we're also looking at helping districts make the rapid shift to online and hybrid learning. Blackboard Unite for K-12 was introduced earlier this year, and we've already seen K-12 districts adopting this approach. Unite brings together the power of our communications tools, including our district-branded mobile app, school-to-home messaging, along with Learn Ultra, our LMS, our virtual classroom in Blackboard Collaborate, as well as Blackboard Data and our accessibility tool, Ally. This Unite also includes services which help enable and make sure that teachers are able to be fully trained and feel confident and successful using the technology. As you may be sensing from our updates today, our team at Blackboard also made several pivots this year. As we moved through March and April with so much focus on making sure our clients were well supported and our technology was responding to the greatest levels of volume we had frankly ever seen, we also knew that we had to look ahead.
All of you are experiencing the massive digital transformation happening with schools and institutions around the globe. This transformation has been nothing short of tremendous. This also means that Blackboard must continually evolve to not only meet, but exceed your education technology needs. And we must always have our eye on the future, driving innovation in EdTech and helping you prepare for tomorrow. Now, Chris and I are going to share some examples of how we're innovating both within our existing products and creating new products. Let's start with Blackboard Learn Ultra, our flagship learning management system. As this audience knows, because Learn Ultra is built on SaaS, we have the ability to drive more rapid innovation across a wide range of capabilities. I'd like to share just a few of those highlights here. First, let me introduce you to Blackboard Annotate. We're focused on features and workflows in Learn that are critical for providing feedback from instructors to students. This was important before COVID, but is especially so now because assessment is increasingly happening online. Blackboard Annotate, our updated inline grading capability, is now in a phased release for all deployments in both experiences of Learn. Another example within Learn Ultra is Learn Chatbot. We're making the Learn Chatbot available in an automated way for faculty and students to get answers to common questions about how to use Learn. This chatbot helps drive better usage and adoption while also providing critical time saving to support staff by reducing help desk inquiries. And finally, we will launch a new offering called Blackboard Assist, which helps institutions connect with their students with important institutional resources. Blackboard Assist will also provide access to writing assistance and tutoring, leveraging partnerships, making these services more visible to students. As you can see, many of these enhancements are designed to save time and make everything more efficient for students and academic staff.
I'd also like to share a couple of innovations that I think this audience will love. First, in the area of K-12 communications, I'm super excited to announce that the Blackboard team is working on building and launching a new two-way messaging tool that will allow teachers and parents to reach each other and engage in direct two-way dialogue. We're targeting fall 2020 for the initial release of this new product, and we're going to call it Blackboard Reach. We know that the connections that happen between a teacher and a parent are absolutely essential to student success, and they're absolutely essential right now. By complementing our existing communications tools that are used by thousands of districts, we intend to deliver functionality that is safe and secure on the mobile devices that parents use the most. And next, I'm thrilled to announce that later this year, we're planning to enhance the Blackboard Collaborate Ultra Video Gallery. This will include more video feeds in our virtual classroom and improve video pinning available for teachers and academic leaders so that they can share or monitor exactly what's needed for their class. We know there's a difference between holding a meeting and conducting a class. We heard your feedback, and we're making Collaborate even better. Next, Brent, tell us what's happening in the area of enhancing Blackboard data.
Yeah, sure thing, Chris. Earlier, you heard Bill talk about how we're committed to powering a dynamic user experience fueled by data. This is our vision of how the next wave of EdTech innovation will unfold, and we are uniquely able to do this through our integrated approach that is underpinned by data. Last year at Blackboard World, we talked about Blackboard data and the Blackboard reporting stack, and we're excited to report today that we're making new reporting capabilities available through Blackboard Reporting and the Insider program. Plus, we know there is still deep uncertainty right now regarding plans for the upcoming academic year. Any changes to those plans might impact at-risk populations disproportionately, especially in hybrid or fully online courses. That's one of the reasons why we've also taken the step of enriching some of our current offerings with our data platform, specifically fueling retention coaching with insights from Blackboard Predict to help target outreach to students for earliest possible intervention. Now, I'll hand it over to Chris, and we'll talk about our continued work to support the access and inclusion of all students. At Blackboard, we believe that access to education is a right, not a privilege.
Yes, and I'm really excited to be able to share two important advancements we've made in the area of accessibility and universal design. Given the shifts to hybrid and fully online instruction, the bar for connecting all students to learning is higher and more complicated than ever. Because students are now increasingly mobile, we recently added the Ally or alternative formats to our Blackboard app for students. This integration provides students access to learning materials based on their preferences and their needs. We also introduced Ally as a service earlier at DevCon. Ally as a service allows Ally's functionality to be embedded in other contexts. For example, institutions that license this new service could apply it to content in their library system to provide alternative formats to content outside of the LMS. There's always great stuff happening with Ally, and we're really proud of what Ally can offer students and users in all segments of learning. Another area we'd like to talk about today is openness and partnerships. Brent, tell us more about what's happening there.
Sure thing. Our clients tell us that we've built one of the most open and standards compliant EdTech platforms available. And now, with an emphasis on online delivery, we know it is so critically important today, more than ever, that our schools seamlessly integrate with one another and that they also integrate with other applications commonly used within the EdTech ecosystem. Let me share some examples of how we're bringing this all together. Earlier this year, we introduced a new integration framework for Learn Ultra that builds on our already deep compliance with open standards. The Ultra Premium APIs build on top of the common LTI Advantage standard to create seamless workflows within Learn Ultra, enhanced by data, and partner integrations. EasySoft, a Blackboard partner, is one of the first adopters of this integration framework. For those of you that participated in DevCon, you may have already seen a demonstration of a custom integration with Badger in Learn Ultra and Blackboard data. We are actively working with the Badger team now on how we can formalize this to provide the benefits of digital credentialing, badges, and integrated learning pathways to all Blackboard clients. We've also made a number of integrations in Learn with important providers like Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, and more to help connect learning through these common solutions found in campuses and schools. You can learn more about these advancements and many more in our various product roadmap sessions today and tomorrow. You don't want to miss any of these important updates. Well, Chris, it's time for us to jump back into the time machine and journey home to present day 2020. It's been an awesome experience here today, taking a look at how Blackboard clients are preparing a way for the future of success in education.
I agree, Brent. This has been so much fun. It's been very rewarding to witness the unmatched experience, this incredible sense of community, and the global reach of this BB World audience. I want to thank everyone for their time today and have a wonderful conference. Goodbye for now.
So long, everyone. Thanks, everyone. Emily, back over to you.
Thank you, Brent and Chris. Well, that wraps it up for today's BB World General Session. But we have an exciting agenda for you to choose from for the rest of today. And don't forget, we will see you back here tomorrow on the main stage with special guest Dr. Michael Moore from the University of Arkansas's eVersity. Enjoy the rest of today's program.
Education has the power to transform lives and societies. At Blackboard, we believe learning is a right, not a privilege. We've never been prouder to partner with the global education community, witnessing your endless passion to ensure learners around the world have access to quality education. Our mission is to advance learning together with you, the world's education community, so that all learners, educators, and institutions can realize their goals today and prepare for tomorrow. As innovation expands possibilities, Blackboard connects a deep understanding of education with the power of technology to push the boundaries of learning. We deliver a dynamic, personalized user experience fueled by data, making education a reality for more learners around the world. Everything we do, from our teaching and learning solutions to our student services, data insights, and community engagement tools, is driven by our passion to advance learning. Together with you, we can do more so that the best education possible is accessible for all learners. We help you deliver an integrated experience that addresses individual needs and helps educators shape each learner's journey to prepare them for the future. We are by your side for the long run. No matter what your challenges are today and tomorrow, how big or small, we are committed to your success and growing together. We believe learning is for everyone. We believe sharing makes everything better. We believe learning can always go further. Together, we will continuously push the boundaries of education. Blackboard, let's advance learning.